Hello there, my name is Zach Borg and I'm a climber for Arbors Now in San Francisco, California. I'm going to talk to you today a little bit about the gear we use for climbing SRT in trees. I use a series of toothed ascenders for ascension, the chest scroll being my main life support. I have a patin, which is a foot ascender, and also a handled ascender, just to aid myself with balance and give myself a little bit more thrust while climbing. So all these ascenders, it is important to note, have a series of teeth which bite into the rope and allow you to ascend. So while applying these to the rope and removing them from the rope, it's very important to do so while the rope is not under extreme tension and while the device is not loaded, because it could damage your rope. For work positioning in the tree, I use a Petzl ID, and this is a modified gree-gree specifically for climbing applications, which applies friction in a loop to your rope and allows an extremely controlled descent, as well as work positioning aloft. So I'm going to show you a quick demonstration about how I climb and transfer from my ascension gear to my work positioning gear. Alright, so I'm going to do a quick demonstration about how to use our ascension gear to ascend, and then how we're going to switch over to our work positioning gear while we're in the tree. To make this easy and safe, it's very important that you have a work positioning lanyard with you, so you always remain attached to the tree at all times. Before climbing, as always, we're going to tie a stopper knot in the free end of our rope and inspect all our gear, which I have already done to save you some boredom. Okay, here I go. It's always wise to do an easy bounce test as well, to make sure that the cross you selected to climb on is stable. That's how you ascend, lanyard in, and switch over to your descender. It's very important to always remain attached to the tree by some form of rope, which I just mentioned. The lanyard is extremely important for. And Whenever you're trying to climb with a new system you're unfamiliar with, remember, always start slow and low. Thanks for watching. Alright, I'm going to do a quick demonstration on how to set up your ascension gear, lanyard in while aloft, and switch over to your work positioning and descending gear. As always, before climbing, it's completely necessary to do a full pre-climb inspection of all your equipment. Make sure everything is in safe working order. So today I'm going to do a base anchor. I'm going to tie a clove hitch followed by 3 half hitches. Now that we have our base anchor tied, it's very important to do a quick bounce test to make sure that both your anchor and the crotch you've selected to climb through are stable and suitable for climbing. Also, before climbing, it's very important to tie a stopper knot in the end of your rope to make sure you can't descend past the end if you are climbing high enough that the end of your rope is not touching the ground. So typically for a stopper knot, I like to tie a figure 8. While setting up for ascension, I like to clip into my curl first. So to work the pencil curl here, you pull down on your black tab and swing the tooth descender open. The handle descender, curl, and patine all work the same way. They have small teeth which bite into the rope, allowing you to ascend without a problem, and then when they're put under tension, they bite into the rope, making sure you can't slide down. So the handle descender works the same way as the curl, with a black tab that swings down while your tooth descender opens. So once you've ascended to where you need to start working, to switch over from your ascension gear to your pencil ID or other work positioning gear, you need to lanyard into the tree, and switch your weight distribution from your climbing line to your lanyard. This will be very important so you can disconnect your tooth descenders while they are not bearing any load. So after disconnecting your curl, you can take your pencil ID, and the rope gets fed through the ID from bottom to top. It's also important to make sure that the ID completely locks into place. Now you can redistribute your weight back onto your climbing line and begin working.